Hello, welcome back to another video. And today we got some interesting stuff here. So this individual tweeted, with the new Twitch rules lurking, with the new Twitch rules, lurkers are not being counted as chatters at all anymore, and are being counted as bots by AI, which is pretty stupid. This means lurking could possibly not only force our viewer count lower, but possibly get us suspended or banned. For here on out, please send at least one message or channel reward redeem in the Twitch chat, guys, so that Twitch doesn't count you as a bot. I apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for your continued support. So here we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of it, because this is pretty fucking stupid that the AI that Twitch is enforcing is quite literally fucking up this badly. And like I said before, I don't know why they keep rolling out more AI when realistically this could all be done by by a literal team of people. But no, instead they're going to keep on rolling out more AI and more AI features that are quite literally just going to fucking have the website go to shit even more. Why? Because the people they either don't train these AIs well, or they don't realize that the AI needs to be trained to be able to spot the difference, and they're just like, "Oh, AI, that sounds very neat. We'll implement it here." So yeah, let's see. Twitch ViewBot system update. It's important info for streamers. Just a heads up for everyone, Twitch has rolled out a new ViewBot detection system and it's not working well. Who would have thunk that, an AI bot rolled out by Twitch would not be working well? Probably because it's not even being trained well. Key points, lurkers are being flagged as bots. That is fucking ridiculous in my opinion. Because, like, how... Oh my god, it's so stupid. How are you gonna... This is gonna kill a lot of shit. Like, everyone's numbers, not just small streamers who are gonna be mostly impacted by this, because it's already hard as shit to get views in specific categories where there are already a ton of views and you have to compete with, like, all these other people that get, like, hundreds or thousands of views. So now you're going to be even more invisible, because anyone who's lurking your chat, whether it's someone who's actually, constantly there, or if it's one of your homies that just leaves it up in like a separate window and they just mute the tab but unmute the video so that way the view counts, it's no longer going to count, and it's pretty ridiculous. If viewers don't interact, no messages or redemptions, they may not be counted in your view count. That is stupid. Like, and it's pretty stupid that they're trying to say, "Oh, this is gonna help with view botting." How is this gonna help with view botting? Exactly, because if lurkers are the ones who are being flagged as bots, then not the actual bots aren't the ones that are being flagged. So it's people who actually physically go to your stream and leave it up, and maybe they just have you on a second monitor for you to talk and whatnot, and they'll just listen to you while they, for example, play Borderlands or do some other thing, paint Warhammer figurines, something that they do on the side, and they just have you up as like this podcast type thing, and they don't interact. They just leave you up and listen to what you say and listen to what you do, and maybe they'll glance to the side whenever something interesting happens, and they're like, "Wait, what just happened?" And they'll like go see. So yeah, let's see. After reviewing last night's stream data, several legitimate lurkers were not counted at all. Also looking at the detection code, many issues stand out. Best workaround, ask lurkers to send at least one message or use channel point redeem to ensure they're counted. The issue with that is that a lot of lurkers don't really like to interact or be forced to interact with the stream. They just want to go open the stream and just chill and lurk. Like forced interactions don't really end well, because it's like, I have to interact so that way my view counts. It sucks ass, but a lot of people aren't gonna do that. So this whole issue here is just gonna be a huge detriment to everyone. Big streamers are going to be affected by this, because let's say you average 400 views, and out of those 400 views, let's say at least 279 of them are lurkers. That's 279 views that are no longer being counted. Therefore, your standing in the algorithm goes down. Let's say you're here in the bracket Or let's say there's two people in front of you. You're here, and you're the third one, and this person here in square one has 1,000 views. Square two has 800, and square three has 400. All of a sudden, you're dipping down to 100. So God knows you might dip down to like 10th. You might dip down even lower. And based how Twitch likes to, advertise random people every now and then, um, to quote unquote help smaller creators, now you'll eventually be dipped down into the abyss where people might not be able to find your stream, and then all of a sudden you go from 100 back down to like 80, 50, you know? And we're between there. Now, this is obviously a very extreme example that I'm using, but that's essentially how this is inevitably going to work. Like, people who have like thousands of views are going to see a drastic dip in their views, because the more people you have, the more likely it is that a majority of those people are lurkers. So that's going to affect you instantly, because those views won't count. Therefore, your view count will dip, and you won't be pushed as much by the algorithm. So let's hear. Gifted sub system changes. Leaked info. Alright, the current Twitch sub distribution code seems designed to prioritize gifted subs to bots and non-community viewers first. That's pretty stupid, in my opinion. Why is it not straight up your community first? Why is it the bots that they're quite literally trying to remove? I'm assuming by bots it means view bots. I don't assume that this means like Stream Elements or something like Streamlabs, or whatever bot you have in play to act like Cowbot or Nightbot, something like that. I'm assuming this refers to actual bot views. So this going to bot views and non-community viewers first is very bad, because that essentially just means that anyone who's actually in your community, who's actually there present and participating with the stream, will literally almost hardly ever see a gifted sub, because the pool of randoms that aren't part of your community, that may come once and then never come again because they clicked once, saw for like 10 seconds after the ad, and then dipped. If they get a gifted sub, why are they the priority over the person that's been there like almost every single day since you started streaming? Or the individuals that have been there for like at least a week since you started, not since you started streaming, obviously. But like, let's say you have 5 viewers that are there constantly, every day without fail. They don't get a gifted sub, but the person who came in once 2 months ago does get a gifted sub. It doesn't really make sense. This is based on a calculated viewer to bot ratio meant to avoid detection. That may... What? How... How does this even work? I generally don't understand how this ratio would even work, or why this would be, or why it's meant to be to avoid detection. It makes no sense to me, honestly. Like, I think I understand what this means. Essentially, like let's say you have stream elements in there and whatnot. Like, stream elements isn't really supposed to be detected because it is a bot technically. So it should realistically go towards the viewer, but instead it'll detect the bot based off of this statement. It's meant to avoid detection, meaning it's not actually avoiding detection. So it's actually still going to give it to the bots and whatnot over the actual viewers, which is very bad in my opinion. Like, you're denying, based off of this calculation, you're essentially denying actual people from the community the ability to participate with the sub that they might have gotten, because it instead went to the bot. The goal appears to incentivize more gifting by making it harder for your actual community to receive subs naturally. Ah, there it is. So it's essentially a means for Twitch to gain more money, in a sense, because you don't get the full $5 from gifted subs. You get a portion of that, and Twitch takes their cut as well. So with this in mind, this totally makes sense because it's like, okay, well, this individual didn't get it. Let's gift another 50. Oh, let's gift another 50. Oh, let's gift another 20. Come on, guys. Can't you see the amount of people in here that aren't gifting subs? Come on. We gotta gift a few more, man. Like, look how unlucky they are type situation, you know? And that obviously, with that example, it makes it sound like the individual who is stating that they should give more subs because certain people are missing out makes it seem like they're more interested in the money aspect. And at the end of the day, people who do get a lot of gifted subs do rely on this as their means of income. So this is straight up also an incentive for not just by default for people to gift more subs, but also for the streamer to actually use it as a way to push, more gifted subs onto the community because it's like, oh, damn, fucking John Doe 27, he's been here for a month and goddamn, every time we gift subs, he doesn't seem to get it. Come on, guys, let's see if we can manage to get him a gifted sub, from a random pool instead of like actually gifting the individual themselves the sub. Let's see here. AI misclassifications. Twitch's AI now assumes viewers with no input. Chat click redemptions are bots. That's again an issue that was up here on the key points, and that's still pretty stupid. It's like, how, like, realistically, this, oh my god, it's AI, that's why. But realistically, if this was an individual that was in control of this, they could literally just see the lifespan of the account, see if the account is actually following other people and interacts with those individuals, and that's how you could easily tell that or not even interacts, if it actually goes to other streams and doesn't just, follow the mainstream ones that people may already suspect that are view botting. It could easily You could easily avoid this just by not using AI or actually training the AI well. Two things that Twitch just is incapable of doing. So yeah, bots are faking interactions, heat maps, click on stream elements to appear legitimate. Yeah, there's also the issue where bots are quite literally delivering the exact same message to every stream of like, oh, hey, if you want to increase your viewers, go to this website. That's also a bot. Like the one that tells you that if you want to make your views go up, you should go to this website to essentially view bot. That's also a bot. And that, because it's throwing in a message in chat, that bot is circumventing this whole issue of the lurkers. So therefore, lurkers are now also being flagged because the bots are also interacting with with a default message that they are programmed to throw in chat. And it's pretty fucking stupid. Like, I've gotten a numerous amount of those messages on both Kick and on Twitch. Like, it's pretty fucking stupid. And on Twitch, I literally had to throw in the exact phrase that they're stating into the settings where it's a restricted phrase, so that way it restricts the message and it doesn't throw it in chat. And then I have to go manually into the into OBS where I have chat up and ban them and delete them and disapprove the message because it's caught by the moderation system that it has. So bots are easily circumventing this whole no input shit, as stated here. Real lurkers get flagged, bots get through. Yeah, it's stupid because real lurkers will be flagged as bots, even though they're not bots. They're just literally lurking. But the bots will get through because they throw a default template message into every stream to boost the amount of people that go to that website and use their view botting fucking algorithm system, whatever it is. What to expect? Many streamers are already seeing, like I said, 50 to 60% drop in viewer count. Remember that example that I gave earlier where I said, oh, if you're at 400, then you notice a 273 drop? That's between 50 and 60%. So then all of a sudden, you're dipping. You're no longer part of, like, let's say the top bracket. Now you're like in the 10th bracket, like not even in the actual main page. And that straight up just screws you over because not only are people not seeing your page unless they scroll down and look for you, people aren't going to do that in general. They're just going to watch who's ever at the top. No one's going to realistically scroll down all the way to the bottom to find your stream just because of a fuck up with the AI because it's trained poorly. there's very few people who are actually going to go that extra mile to do that to support you, and those individuals are already in the stream to begin with. So you're realistically not getting any new views. You're essentially going to remain stagnant, if not drop off even harder. Don't be discouraged. It's the system, not your content or community. Up, stay informed, support each other, and keep adapting. Yeah, like this is pretty moronic in my opinion that this is happening in Twitch, and it kind of sucks ass. Especially because you could potentially get banned for view botting, and if your lurkers are counting as bots and your whatchamacallit, and you have a substantial amount of lurkers, you will essentially could suffer consequences of your account being banned, which is pretty stupid. Why? All because of a poorly trained AI with a suboptimal implementation that is being put into play. Like, realistically, this shouldn't be up to a bot. This should be Twitch actually putting a team on top of this to figure out how to actually get view botting to stop, instead of them trying to roll out more AI so that way the AI can do what is essentially their fucking jobs. But yeah, this is gonna fuck everyone. It's not just gonna fuck over small streamers. It's gonna screw over a whole bunch of people, because even top creators are gonna see a massive dip in their viewer count because they get a lot of lurkers. But yeah, anyway, that's this topic. It's pretty stupid, the fact that a AI is essentially fucking people over just because it's poorly trained, and that's essentially what it can boil down to. They implemented a poorly trained AI to do something before they actually properly trained it. That's from a standpoint of, if you're gonna use AI, you should probably do it right so that way it doesn't fuck over your creators. Anyhow, like, comment, and subscribe, and all that YouTube jazz if you enjoy the video. And remember to be safe out there. Be careful. You never know what's gonna happen. And remember to believe nothing, question everything, and always seek the deeper truth, especially in today's day and age where the government is essentially trying to push all this control over the internet and what can be viewed on the internet, which is essentially slowly becoming 1984. So yeah, be careful. Always try to dig deep into the truth, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Later.